legend versus newcomer?
Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. The Panthers on a prowl, we'll continue driving down the field to the red zone. We just got a first down and 10. Smitty on the loose, wide open Ted again. Stack 6 more on the board, looking like a win. With the 6-game winning streak, put them out their misery. Brady wanna cry when the ref threw the penalty. Panthers got a hot team, Patriots the enemy. Draw the first blood, different team than we used to be. Cam swerving through the traffic, signaling a first down. Fans on their feet and the crowd getting really loud. Offense did a job off the field. There's a towel. Bank of America. Stadium is going down. Defense got him pushed back to the end zone. Hardy with the sack. That's a safety and we got the ball. Rushing on your shotgun. Staring at the barrel, y'all. All New England fans hear him saying that ain't fair. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Better watch the linebacker, he can read you like a book. Run 40 yards just to tackle Luke. Got him shook, Tolbert like a tank. And D'Angelo with the fake. Stiff arm, out of bounds, 25 to game. Stewart back, healthy 3 lethal running backs. It's suicide, add the wide receivers, it's a rout. Secret weapon, make plays, Greg Olsen make it happen. Keep pounding on these haters, we ain't playing John Madden. Legion of the hometown go boom. Force and fumbles, Panthers making sure the ball is loose. Jack move, Charles Johnson, yeah, he will come attack you. State of mind, mentally and physically, we pass you. Godfrey in the nickel back, and he making sure we're safe. Panthers on the prowl, we gon' come and elevate the state. Hard fought thriller, only 59 seconds left. Panther fans on the feet, heart beating out the chest. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son, what's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son, what's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son, what's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son, what's up? Ice up, son. Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding.
What is up, Keep Pounding crew? It is day 11 of training camp. Review now, and we're getting things underway. For some reason, you cannot see me. One moment. It is typical Streamlabs just being difficult. There we go. Let me readjust this. There we go. There. Welcome on in. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, hit the bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. Don't forget to check out the group page, Facebook group page, Keep Pounding, all caps for in-game post, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news. such as scheduling for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports Fantasy Football League. We are officially at day 11 of training camp. And we have gone through one full preseason game. It wasn't a pretty game, but we had to shake off a lot of rust. There's a lot going on with that game that, honestly, we need to clean up. It was rough. If my voice seems a little low, it's because my buddy's asleep in the same room here, so I gotta keep my voice low. So, but hopefully everybody can hear me just fine. If you can't, just turn your volumes up. Shout out Lark Poppy. He says, "What's up?" Indeed, indeed. So, I think to open things up, I'd like to talk about the plane crash that almost was. Thank God everybody is safe. That is terrifying. And I don't care if you are a fan of the team or not, even just being on the plane is terrifying when you have a plane running off the runway. And honestly, people can make all the jokes they want, but this is serious stuff. These guys could have got seriously injured or killed. So, I mean, hopefully the airlines hold the pilot accountable and hold the people accountable that need to be held accountable there. Because that's terrifying. And, continued prayers for the safety of these players. As we go along. And I feel like that was an act of God to protect them. You know what I mean? If you believe in God and you believe in miracles, you believe in the protection of the angels, crazy situations happen, man. And this is not the first time that they've been in danger. We've had issues in the past with planes and everything else, involving the team and even involving other teams that are close by. And it's just scary stuff, man, So, prayers up for the continued safety. Also, shout out to the Panthers merch team. This is a green Panthers shirt that I got. It was an off-brand website, but it was a great logo. But I checked out their merch when I was up there Monday, Tuesday for the training camps. Got a couple of things. Got a few signatures. This, that, and the third. That's how training camp works. But am I going to the joint practice? Unfortunately, no. They sold out of those tickets before I could get my hands on one, unfortunately. And this is yet again another instance of Willy Wonka tickets, brought to you by David Tepper, who is the owner of the Carolina Panthers deciding he wants to do what he wants to do. You know, and you know what? I might get copyrighted for this, but it's worth the joke. It's worth the joke. Come on. Get me through the ads. Get me through the ads. This is worth the joke. And if you've never seen the original Willy Wonka, come on, man.
Mr. Wonka?
I am extraordinarily busy, sir.
I just wanted to ask about the chocolate. The lifetime supply of chocolate for Charlie.
Just imagine this being Tepper, just for like 2 minutes. Okay, bear with me.
When does he get it?
He doesn't.
Why not?
Because he broke the rules.
What
Oh, so we broke the rules as fans, huh? We broke the rules.
rules? We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir. Wrong. Under Section 37B of the contract signed by him, it states quite clearly that all offers shall become null and void if, and you can read it for yourself in this photostatic copy, I, the undersigned, shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses herein and herein contained, etc., etc., fax mentis incendium gloria culpum, etc., etc., memo bis punitor delicatum. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You're a crook.
Isn't that the same answer we gave Tepper? You're a crook. All the things that this man's been doing, he's a crook. Come on. Anyway, it was worth it. Come on. You enjoyed it. I don't care if I get copyrighted for that. That's funny. That's content. All right. But yeah, am I going to the joint practice? No. Unfortunately, Mr. Tepper, aka Willy Wonka, decides he wants to not give us enough tickets. So it is what it is. And when we complain, wrong, sir, wrong. We gave you everything. We gave you seats. We gave you this. We gave you that. You lose. You don't get anything. You don't get a ticket. You don't get anything. And isn't it the stereotypical answer that we give them every week? You're a crook. Come on. Am I right? Come on. He's a crook. Anyway, let's move on. First off, I want to, after the airplane news, I want to say shout out to Jared Phillips, who pointed out the fact that this game was on the Panthers website for us to check out live. Many of us experienced tech issues, and this man saved the live stream. So shout out Jared Phillips. Much love to the man. He's been in a video of mine during training camp 2 years ago. So show him some love. Shout out David Screws. Keep pounding. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is what it is, man. And apparently the report is Dave Canales decided he wanted to get some sleep after the plane went off the runway. So what? Who cares? Why do we care about that? What we're more concerned about is the safety of the players, not the fact that Dave Canales slept. Okay? That's the same as me saying, oh, I ate some chicken after I watched a video when I wasn't streaming. Who cares? Literally, who cares? That's not what you care about. You care about the safety of the team. You care about the health of the players, right? And what you guys care about is the fact that I'm able to be on camera and I'm healthy and I'm well. You know? So, again, who cares? Anyway, just my first take on that. We rested about 75% of our starters for this game against New England. So it's nothing new. O-line situation creates need for adjustment and consideration of next week. That is the most critical topic that we need to talk about. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, folks. Let's get to it. Because there's no getting around it. Here you see Traury, you see 81, you see a couple of familiar faces in the depth. You see Terrace Marshall over there. So let's hear what these people had to say about our O-line. Dave Canales did not actively say or necessarily say whether there would be a change next week against the Jets. Now that's going to be a problem. Because that was not acceptable. He knows it. We know it. Everybody knows it. That was not acceptable. He continues on by saying, but finishing the game with 5 healthy offensive linemen was enough to make him consider some things for the future. So that's some of the conversations we're going to have as far as who plays this week. The attrition on the offensive line was the most acute problem. Let me highlight that line for you again. I don't think I need to say anything more. Because everybody saw it. It was blatantly obvious that the O-line was the problem. And if you're still blaming the quarterback after that, Yeah, 25% of the problem was Jack. I'll give you that. When he had the time to throw, yes, 25% of it was Jack. Let's be fair. You know, Jack be nimble, Jack be running around, escaping for his life. I mean, this is basically the status quo of the Carolina Panthers, in the last 7 years. Let's be real. So my whole thing is, okay, what did you consider for the future? He said it was enough to make him consider some things. What did you consider? Big brain Dave. The wheels were turning. But the man's not going to say anything more than that. Okay. Let's see. Nash had a kid. That's awesome. Congrats to Nash. So he wanted to be there with his wife, of course. So congrats to Nash Jensen. So let's see what else is going on. Badara. Is it Badara or Badara? I can never get these pronunciations correct. You guys will have to let me know. I'm infamous for getting these things wrong, so I apologize. If you're a player and I get your name wrong, please do correct me. But he left with a knee injury, did not return. Cade Mays wasn't able to finish. And this is what I was afraid of. When you got Brady Christensen locked in to a position and he cannot be flexible anywhere else, even though you've been trying him out at 5 different positions. This requires Cade Mays to become Superman in our depth chart. He cannot do that. I've been trying to tell you guys that. The management would not listen, so here we are. And I told you, those two are the only reliable backups that I fully trust in this depth chart. I'm starting to trust two more right now. Let me bring up those names real quick, because I do have a couple of names that stood out to me, and I'll know it when I see it. I'll know them when I see them. Apologize for the odds. I'm always tired, so just bear with me. If you're new here, you'll get used to it. I'm a busy man. Zavala was one of them. And that was a pleasant surprise because I've been hearing a lot of good things about Zavala lately. I watched him on Monday and Tuesday. I liked him during the O-line drills. I thought, okay, this dude's on the rise. Cool. You got in my opinion, Ricky Lee is on the rise as well. I think Ricky Lee's going to have a shot. at taking a depth chart spot. I was gonna say Badara as well because he looked good during the O-line drills on Tuesday. He looked okay on Monday. So I thought, okay, he's on the rise. So those are my two at the moment. And Badara was kind of the bonus, before the injury. The rest of these guys, I don't know. I don't know, guys. So essentially, we're talking about Robert Hunt. We're talking about Damian Lewis. Pressures on Damian Lewis now. Pressures on the ball. The pressure is on Ricky Lee, and Felipe, to help block over there in depth chart situations. And that's one of the main reasons we brought in Felipe, is for blocking reasons. So, honestly, let's take a look at the tight ends because Jordan Matthews is another name that stood out during that game. Everybody seemed happy with Jordan Matthews. You had Ja'Tavion Sanders, taking care of business. And ISM was heavily involved, So, I think there was one other wide receiver. Yeah, David Moore. David Moore was heavily involved in that game against the Pats. We did not see Adam Thielen. He was not on the field. Tompkins didn't really get thrown to. Neither did Mike. Deontay Johnson got in a little bit, I believe. You didn't see anything from Coker. Coker was our 7th round pick. So, that's a problem. When half these guys aren't doing their jobs, that's a problem. So, we go back to the offensive line because that's the source of the problem. Has been for many years, still is. Jordan Matthews impressed me. Also, Leota and Ja'Tavion Sanders. Yeah, I'll mention Leota in a minute. We haven't gotten to the defense yet. But Leota, yeah. Cade Mays did a double block. I seen a highlight of it. Yeah, Cade Mays is legitimate. I've had full faith in Cade Mays since he was drafted, since he was on my board. Throughout the entire month of April, going in. He and Brady Christian both were on my board. So, let's get into Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's injury doesn't surprise me, and I think that this is probably going to be the end of Andy Dalton's career. And that's a shame. He's had such a great career, and you hate to see him go down like this, But I've got a lot of love for the guy, he's a great guy, but you need a lot more than just to be a great guy to start winning championships. And credit to him for what he did in Cincinnati, but we tried to recreate the magic here and it just didn't happen. I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like he is going to go out on a high note, you know, and I'd like to see that happen. For his sake and his career's sake, you know, I'd like to see him become an advisor or coach. That'd be cool. He's earned the right. And if the man decides he wants to retire with the Bengals, I'm not mad at it. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not mad at it. He earned his career in Cincinnati. That's his haymaker years. So, if that's what he wishes to do, I'm not mad at it. I would hope he retires a Panther, but it's his call to make, you know? But I feel like it's heading that way more and more as this year goes along. So we're going to be looking for his replacement. And I know what you're all thinking. No, we're not bringing back a certain quarterback whose number is number 1. Stop it. I'm going to stop you right before you even get started. It's a little late to try to go after Tannehill. And it's also a little late to try to go after anybody of major value. The quarterback carousel is gone. Let's face it, it's gone. And I've been hearing all week, oh, let's cut Jack. Let's cut Jack. You know, we got to get rid of Jack. Okay, the man plays one bad game, and you want to replace in preseason a game that doesn't even count? Come on, be reasonable. Panther fans, be reasonable. This is ridiculous. Y'all are so quick to jump on somebody, but you're not quick enough to encourage somebody. That's the problem I've got with half this fan base, is they're not quick enough to encourage a player, which is exactly what we need to be doing. This dude's got more skill than you think he does. Now, granted, I have been calling him a Teddy Bridgewater 2.0. That's essentially what he is. He is Teddy Bridgewater 2.0. So, either you're willing to accept that as your backup or you're not. This fan base has been known to throw players under the bus so quickly. And it won't even be for games that matter. And it's so ridiculous. I've got a lot of concerns there. But I'll leave them as just that, concerns, because everybody's got their own opinions. So it is what it is. But yes, Jack did look terrible. Most of that was not his fault. He was getting run over. But I like Jack, man. I think there's something there. When I saw him on Monday and Tuesday, he was throwing some darts, short yardage and medium throws. And I'm not ready to throw him out with the bathwater like everybody else. Everybody else wants to do something, and I'm always against the grain, because I see something different. I see something real in these players. And I'm so tired of everybody just throwing these players under the bus before they see who these guys really are. Now, once you've seen who they are, you've exposed the curtain, and they're still terrible, okay, then you can throw them under the bus. Like a certain offensive tackle that cost the Super Bowl 50. I mean, I called that one out, but nobody wanted to hear that. No. This is, for example, and I don't know why it's always be going against the grain of what this fan base wants, what they think is best, for the most part. And I end up being right, and I hate to play that card, but I am. I know that's going to sound egotistical, but how many times have I gotten that one right? And I'm not trying to be that guy. That's just like, I told you so. But when it comes to players like Mike Rivers, that's where I have to say it because I don't have a choice. I told you so. And it cost us a ring. So, I mean, I called that out in week 4. So, we've been covering up all year in 2015. We covered that up. How many more years are we going to cover up our bad offensive line play before we finally get down to the nitty-gritty and address it and challenge it and face it for what it is, for what it truly is, the problem that it is? No one else is willing to do that except for Dan, Dave, and myself right at the moment as influencers. Now the fan base here is willing to listen. They're willing to dive in with me, But outside of this fan base, I don't know who's willing to do that. And there was a lot of overreactions. It's preseason. Like, these games don't count. We're trying to figure out who's going to be on our 53. Not count these wins or losses towards a final goal, at the end of the year, which is the playoffs. Either you make it or you don't. These games don't count. Yet everybody likes to act like they do. Okay, I'll be fair. They do count, but they also don't. If that makes sense. Every preseason, everybody starts overreacting. Every free agency period before the preseason starts, everybody starts overreacting and saying, "Oh, let's go after this player. Let's go after that player. Let's da 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 da." Fill in the blank with your favorite player, no matter who it might be. When we don't have the money for it, we don't have the capital. It's as simple as that. This isn't Madden. You can't just go into the negative and expect there not to be any residual problems from it. We're not going to trade that house for Dalvin Cook, for goodness sakes, or Brandon Ayuk. Like, stop. Stop. It's been proven that method doesn't work. I'm so tired of hearing everybody wanting to do that. And it's not the proper way to do things if you're planning for a long-term success. It doesn't work. Like, at what point has that ever worked? When you're planning for a 3 to 4 year process. Come on. You're trying to build a consistent winner, 10 wins or more every single year. How are you going to do that when you trade away half the farm for it? You don't. It's simple, you don't. Okay, so let me get to some chat points here. Let me see what's going on in the chat. David Screw says, let's go. Hopefully it'll be a better season. Get that energy back to Boa. To be real, Cam looked terrible his rookie preseason game, and then he went on fire regular season. Yeah, exactly. People are so quick to forget that. Everybody wanted to trash Cam Newton. They said, oh no, he's terrible. He's awful. Yeah, people don't even mention that. Good point, David. And that further ties into what I'm saying. Like, how you gonna judge a man before he even does anything? Like, before he even shows you who he is. That frustrates me as a Panthers fan and as a Panthers YouTuber. It frustrates me. For Thursday night, people still trying to find a reason to blame Bryce, and he didn't even play. I'm not overreacting until Sunday until we see the starters. Shout out Vietnam. Much love to you, man. Welcome back. But yes, exactly. He didn't even play a single down, and yet people were still trying to trash Bryce Young and be like, "Oh, he's 5'6", he's so short, he can't even. He's like a midget." Shut up, man. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody cares about what Bryce Young is doing or what he thinks during this game. He's not playing. I mean, I will allow for a 5-minute interview with him, during the game, as long as you show the plays that are actually happening live, which they did. I didn't have a problem with that. He's talking about his leadership. Cool. I want to hear more about the players in the field, though, that are actively playing. So, but yeah, you're not overreacting until we see the starters. I agree with it. That's when it's time to either say, okay, it's time to really right the ship, or we're doing things okay, and we need to continue doing things the way we're doing them. And we'll know soon enough. Again, my concerns are Icky and Taylor Moton. Still have been, still will be. So if you see problems with those two, don't be surprised. Everybody else should be solid. But again, all these people that are hating on Bryce Young, all these people that are hating on Jack Plummer right now are the same ones, mind you, that decided we're going to use Bozeman as a scapegoat for these two's problems. Taylor Moton and Icky. Even though Bozeman did nothing wrong. No injury history, no issues, nothing. Yet he gets kicked out of Carolina. and you totally throw him under the bus to keep Corbett, who has an injury history, and you want to put him under center. This is what I keep telling y'all. We got to stop doing this as an organization. We got to stop. Stop using these guys as scapegoats. You're going to use a perfectly good player as a scapegoat, for somebody else's problems. You're going to cover up for somebody else that you like. Just say you like Taylor Monadicki. There's nothing wrong with saying that. We all might disagree with you, but we'll respect that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, I'm not going to get mad at you if you like them. Just the same way as I didn't get mad at people that liked Mike Rimmers back then. I heavily disagreed and I argued my points. But people didn't want to listen. So I was like, okay, I respect it. Don't believe me? Watch what happens. That's all I'm going to tell you. Guess where Bozeman went? And I'm going to say it again. If you don't believe me, just watch. You got the wrong man. But okay. Let's see what happens. I mean, as long as one of the two of them is playing center, I'm okay with it. But I would much prefer it to be Bozeman because of the experience level and the health. But that's just my take. Everybody's got to take on this stuff. But the thing is, when you watch the tape over and over and over again, guess who's giving up that pressure? It's not Bozeman. It's not Bozeman. So why is he keep continuously getting the blame last year? Why was he the one sacrificed when it wasn't even his fault? The man can only do so much. He's not Superman. He doesn't have an S on his chest. Even Cam got hit with the kryptonite, man. At some point or another. You get hit with the kryptonite. That's what this game is. These players will find your weakness. But hopefully the longer the career, the better. You know what I mean? And that goes for everybody. No, I'm sick of Bryce. Hate they want to pick on him on Twitter and message boards, chats. It's insane how bad this man gets picked on. I know. Hope he balls out this year. Same. I think chemistry counts at camp. The entire team needs chemistry so they can be ahead come week 1. I agree. And the thing is, like, no matter what we do, no matter what quarterback we bring in, they're going to get hated. It won't matter. Like, literally, we could have brought in Peyton Manning and people would hate him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. When Peyton Manning was in his prime, they would still hate him because he was our quarterback. And they just don't like any quarterback that we get. It's just how they are. They got to find something to pick on. They're bullies. And it's ridiculous and it's wrong. But I agree. We need chemistry though in order to come into week one. Tatum says, to be fair, last year we looked real bad in the preseason, lost every game. I thought it didn't matter, but it became evident we were just really bad. You know, and to be fair, also, most of us bought into Frank's BS. You know, his car salesman charade. Pretty much all of us. I don't think there were very many people that did. And we believed him when he said, oh, we're not going to show our true offense until week one. Okay. Well, our offense looked exactly the same as it did in preseason. The curtain's gone. You either sink or you swim. And our offense sank like a brick. So, like I said, best car salesman in the NFL. I'll continue to say it. That man could sell an old Buick and make people think it's a BMW. And that's how good he is at lying. So, make it make sense. I was one of the first guys to say his moat was washed up and had been trending downward for years. And you called that one correctly, Vietnam. Good job. Even I had my doubts there. I was like, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Because he was starting to show signs of regression when you said it. So, like, I'm not one to ignore someone with your knowledge, pointing something like that out. So, yes, I did start honing in on it. I started watching him. And when I started noticing his footwork, his hands, his lack of muscle memory, I started to see what you saw, and I said, okay, he might have a point there. And the further this went along, the worse it got. To the point where if I have to watch him before I watch anything else in a training camp drill, that's a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a problem. Icky has found his fire. Taylor is still getting pushed around like a tackling dummy. And even during the O-line drills, the one-on-one O-line drills that I saw right in front of me on Tuesday, still getting pushed around like a tackling dummy. And I'm just sitting there like, really? Really? I was like, Taylor, this is your one chance to not just show the coaching staff, but to show everybody, the fans, everybody that is doubting you, right there in front of them. Especially me, because I think you knew I was there. If you were paying attention at all, you probably noticed me out there. But you had a chance to convince everybody. And you still continue to get pushed around. He didn't fight. He didn't show any spine. You didn't show any backbone. And this is what I need from you in order to turn your career around. I'm not seeing it. The man's got happy feet. His technique is sloppy. His hands are sloppy. And he missed a block completely. as a result. This is what I've been trying to explain to you guys. This is why I wish I was able to be allowed to film this stuff, because I would have shown you guys that, and we would have broke this thing down. You know what I mean? Together, so you could see it, not just hear me talk about it over and over and over again, but actually see it. And shout out to the people that were actually there, that got to see it. You know, you guys are the lucky ones, because they came over to the general admission public and they literally tested these guys. So what bothers me is he did not show any sort of resilience, any sort of progress that day. And I need to see that to be convinced that, okay, he might be all right. But I didn't. And everybody watched the preseason game, and you know, we continue to see struggling depth, because the O-line depth is what it is. It's lackluster because we haven't been able to fully address it. So, and rebuild it yet. It is what it is. So, I'm not ready to throw this offensive depth chart into the water yet. I'm not. But it's a concern. You know, most of that's not going to get solved for 2 to 3 years. Fair, right? But what we can do is just deal with what we've got. There's not much out there in the offensive line carousel. So it is what it is. We have to accept what we have. Vietnam says, I'm more worried about the center quarterback exchange, because there were several botched snaps in practice today. If Corbett can't get it right, then we're doomed. Not necessarily. Brady Christensen has been training to be the new center. So don't lose hope, Vietnam. Brady Christensen to the rescue. But again, we need like 2 or 3 more of Brady Christensen and Cade Mays when we're drafting. Or picking up free agents for depth chart, you know? We need more people like those two. Because these guys can't do it by themselves. I've been pointing that out over and over and over again. But, and shout out to Dave Canales for trying to put Brady Christensen around all 5 spots. That's a good thing. But it's not enough. You need more depth. And it's going to take time. Don't expect that to be right in the first year. After the second year, half of that depth should be filled in with free agency, with more money, with more draft capital. And one of the picks that was suggested in a trade for Ayuk was the 2nd round pick. That's a heck no. That's a big no-no. Especially when we need depth right now. And this game just showed everybody, without a shadow of a doubt, where our problem is. Where our main problem is. The main attraction. of this traveling Carolina Panthers circus. And that's exactly what it's going to be until we start playing better. We're a traveling circus. Except for once, we don't have a clown or a ringleader. Unless you count David Tepper himself, which currently he hasn't done anything clownish in a while. So, give him credit. He hasn't. Except for training camp. You know, the creation of the boxes for VIP and general admission. You know, and the small rectangular box for the media people. Like, did you even ask them what they needed to do their jobs properly? Did you even request any type of guidance from them? How often do you ever see me actually back up the media? And I will this time. Because that's just not acceptable. Claustrophobia much? Come on. But, you know, beyond that, Tepper hasn't really done anything that's been clownish. As of lately. I'm not saying it can't happen. What I'm saying is lately. So let's keep it that way. So let's get to the defense. Eku, clearly the star of the defense against New England. And like I said, this is an opportunity for people like Eku to shine, show who they are. Chal Smith-Wade, you know? You got all the starters sitting on the bench, you know? This is your chance. Show up. Show them who you are. Michael Bennett is another one that took advantage of that. Credit to him. Chandler Wooten got his big tackle for a loss. Credit to him. You know, these are the types of things. Luigi, another one. It is. These guys took advantage of their reps. Give them their due. Give them their love. Because I feel like everybody's so centered in on what our problems are that these guys aren't getting the credit that they deserve. And it's sad. It really is. I'm just so tired of watching preseason games where these guys talk about all the problems that we have and center 75% of their stream about that. You know, with all due respect to the streamers who do an excellent job, you know. But 75% of what I've been seeing content-wise is just negativity towards the players, you know, in our biggest weaknesses. Rather than giving these players their proper credit and showing them that love, you know, talking about those players. Like Leota, for example. Like, where's the love for Leota? C3 gave him love. I give them credit. You know, Friday Free Throw. If you were a part of that, they were talking about it. In other streams, he's rarely mentioned, you know, for about 5 minutes, and then they move right back onto the topic of Bryce Young or something else negative, you know, and start arguing about that. And it's just like, it frustrates me. because these guys deserve their due credit. I love Leo. I was watching him, and he reminded me of Frankie Lugo. And Vietnam just said it in chat. He echoed my thoughts on the matter. He definitely reminds me of Frankie 2.0. And I think that's an excellent thing and a great start to building this linebacker core in the depth chart behind Shaq, behind Clowney, behind all these guys. So let me spend a little bit more time, talking about players like this, because this is what we do here. We hype up players that deserve to be hyped up. So let's make the comparison. Okay, so if you were watching Frankie, you knew that this man was solid. He was a baller. He was able to chase down any running back that on the field, wide receiver, anything. So he had quick feet, he had quick hands, he had quick technique, and he was there, and that's what I see in Iku. I see those same skill sets. And I'm watching for those specific skill sets as I continue to evaluate. I'm looking for people that are going to move forward, who are going to progress our defense, who are going to be solid leaders on this defense. And this man is certainly one of them. He's got big shoes to fill. And also, to be fair, Frankie chose to leave on his own. This was not our doing. This was Frankie's choice. He didn't want the contracts. We offered him more money. We tried. Give Dan his credit. He tried. But
Code is the white word.
but unfortunately, he didn't want it. So, and that's understandable. So, with all due respect, we had to part ways. But I do see a lot of Leota out there modeling those same things. So when I looked at Frankie, I saw AJ Klein 2.0. I mentioned that before. AJ Klein was the third best run stopper that we had on that defense back in 2015. This dude could stop anything on that field. Anything. Counters, sweeps, you name it. He was there. And he got coached up by Luke Kuechly, who was the best at what he did, which was both. So, considering that lineage going all the way down the list, Iku, you got some big shoes to fill. And I wish you luck, buddy. It's going to take a lot to match that. It really is. So let's talk about Jordan Matthews. Jordan Matthews, showed some exceptional blocking skills. For the most part, I saw really good run blocking, good lanes opening up, and that tells me everybody is pushing and pulling like they should be, using proper technique, using proper footwork, using proper hands. So, Jordan Matthews was one of them. He shows good hands. He's 6'3", 212, 8 years in the league. He's got the skills. Be patient with him. Let him develop. Let him cook, man. Let him cook. I see something there. Same with Steven Sullivan. Let the man cook. If he stays healthy, he could be a baller. And then you got Jatavian Sanders, the brand new rookie, learning from Greg Olsen, learning from our tight ends, learning from everybody that's been good. Just imagine. Imagine what that skill set could look like 2 to 3 years from now when it's fully developed. That's what gets me excited about these players, these future players. Because there's so much potential here. All you have to do is unlock it. And Dave knows what he's doing. He's finding ways to do it. Shout out to ISM. I've been watching ISM like all training camp, and this dude's been balling out. 6'1", 185, 4 years in the league from Iowa. Dude's got the tools. He's got the skills. Let the man cook. Like everybody's been saying, let the man cook. He'll take care of business for you. And he's quickly rising up that depth chart. Everybody wants to ask, how long until XL actually passes Mingo and TM? And I don't think it was TMJ. I think it was somebody else. Thielen in that depth chart. And I said, no. You're asking the wrong question. You're asking the wrong question here. What you should be asking after that first preseason game is how long until ISM passes out Mingo or matches Mingo in that depth chart, because he's got the potential to do it. So if all the hype about Mingo is actually true, and I believe some of it is, not all of it, some of it, because I've watched the man myself, run through some drills on Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, what I could see of it anyway. ISM did look better. Yes, ISM did drop passes. So did so many other wide receivers that were good that came through Carolina. And your point is, I mean, really, it's preseason. Let the man get his drops out of the way now. Even during regular season, some of these big, really good wide receivers have at least, inside of 10 drops a year. So be patient with the man. Be patient, let him grow and develop. He's got the tools, he's got the skills, he's got the hands, he's got the speed, he's got what you're looking for. Let the man cook. You know what I'm saying? Let him do what he does. He'll see. Because watch, he's going to show you during the Jets game. He's got those skills. All right, so moving on to Jaden Sheridan for just a moment. Sheridan looked really good. To me, he caught my attention. 5'9", 195 pounds, rookie out of Monmouth, and I see something there. The running backs look strong, even though we got injuries. Depth-wise, it looks strong. All we got to do is get these guys healthy and onto the field and give them reps. They gave Miles Sanders a lot of reps on Tuesday, which shows me, okay, they're not ready to give up on Miles. They're ready to push a little bit harder on Miles and see if he's got what it takes before we have to make a choice. Do we move him or not? You know? Do we try to get draft capital? Do we try to get some money back? You know? Or do we ride this thing out and just see just how far Miles is willing to go to impress this coaching staff and impress all of us? And most importantly, impress himself. Because there's so many boundary walls that we have put on this man. The management, the fans, and even himself. That he feels like he's inadequate in this offense. And I'm not surprised if he feels like he needs to go as well. You know, after all of that. I have not given up on Miles. I'm still not giving up on the man. There is a lot there. All you have to do is unlock it. I'll continue to say it. You know? Phantom says, that's because negativity sells, gets clicks and subs. It's a shame. We have the most vicious and rabid fans. Facts. That's correct. And most of the people that are doing that stuff are actually making money. I'm not calling out names. I don't need to. You know who you are. It's the same ones. Much love to you all. You know, I respect the hustle. You know, trying to get clicks and subs for money. I respect the hustle. But this is not a healthy way to do it. In my opinion. You know, it's not a healthy way to do it. This is not it. Because you're trashing yourselves and you're trashing this team at you know, in the process. As Panthers content creators. Okay. Let me just flip this around. I have a duty as a Panthers content creator to give you the best of what we have. It's not a platform that I take lightly, ladies and gents. Not at all. And I'm looking to straighten you out. I'm being honest and truthful with you. This is not a responsibility I take lightly. I'm here to bring you the truth to the best of my ability. That helps to grow and create positivity within this organization. If I have to call people out, I will. My chat's to my left, by the way. That's why I'm looking left. But I'm looking you guys straight in the eye when I say that stuff, man. I'm being transparent with you. I'm being honest with you. How many other YouTube creators can say that? Blitz can say that. Carolina Blue Podcast can say that. C3 can say that. You know, there's a handful of them that can say that. You know, and there are others that can claim that they are doing that when they're really doing the opposite. And I'm not here to start a war. My point is, we need to be promoting positivity. You know what I mean? And healthy discussions that progress the success of this organization in the best way possible. That's just my cup of tea. That's how I see it. Some of you see a glass half full, some of you see it a glass half empty. And some of us, like myself and Blitz and Carolina Blue Podcast, just see a glass of water. Because that's exactly what it is. It's a glass of water. You know, so this is how I see it anyway. Either way, the water is good for you. Drink it. Unless it's coming straight out of the tap and it's filled. And it's not filtered. Then that leads to a whole nother conversation that we won't get into today. But the point is, you want water to stay healthy, right? End of the day, right? That's what you're trying to get to. You want clean water. So that's what I'm trying to encourage within our fan base. People want to follow it, they follow it. If they don't, they don't. That's their cup of tea. But if it continues to get you money, keep doing what you're doing. I respect the hustle. That's how you want to run your channels. That's how you want to do it. I'm not here to get in the way. I'm running my channel. I want to run my channel. And that's why we don't conflict with each other. You know? So, and I wanted to continue to stay that way. Because we respect each other. We have mutual respect. But anyway, yes. We do have vicious and ravaged fans. That is correct. Seen it many times in the comment sections. Everywhere. And it's disgusting. It really is. And they do say that we are the most unhappy fans in the ranking system. And they're not wrong. Faydom says my patience for TMJ is run out. All last year, he was a bust, and I still stand on that. Okay. So let's say you're right. Let's play a little devil's advocate and say you're correct. Okay. Let's say TMJ is a bust. Okay, who are you going to replace him? Like, who's your option to replace him? Because from what I've seen of TMJ, I like what I saw this year. Been hearing good things about him in preseason. Been hearing good things about him, you know, leading up to the Pats game. I saw him in person. He looked okay. You know, I don't see a problem here. Um, but like I said, let's play a little devil's advocate. Let's see who you would replace him with. Okay, you're saying Coker, ISM, David Moore. Choose one. You know, choose one specifically that you would replace him with. If you were to build your 53-man depth chart right now, I'll entertain it. Go for it. Because there's a lot of heat going at TMJ right now. So I will entertain this conversation for sure. I will get into it. Coker is your best choice. Okay. So that's your first choice. Alright, now here's where I'm going to start pushing back. Because I have not seen anything of Coker to convince me that this dude is ready to move up the depth chart yet. David Moore, we got some reps for him during the Patriots game. Okay, I'll entertain that one. Devin Tompkins, I didn't see much of either. Not enough to convince me. ISM. Now that's a conversation worth having. Because ISM has shown me he deserves to be up there above TMJ. That one I'll buy. I'll buy fully into that. Because I believe in ISM. I believe he's better than the drop passes that he showed. I believe he's got all the tools and the potential that you need to move up the depth chart. He is showing that he understands the depth chart. The system that we're trying to run. Sorry. The system that we are trying to run. He understands where he's supposed to be. What he's supposed to be doing. And how quickly he needs to get there. The chemistry is there. No matter which quarterback we had out there, he was ready. He was available. He was ready to go out there and get that ball. And make moves to do it. I mean, that to me says he's ready to move up the depth chart. And I think Dave Canales is going to see the same thing I do. Because I saw it during practices on Monday and Tuesday, and I saw it during the Patriots game as well, when I evaluated him again. Thursday, he caught every pass thrown to him, and it was Chris Brown's. ISM is already making the roster. Taking the fringe bubble players. Undrafted free agents. Yes, I believe ISM will be on the 53. I can say that with confidence right now. If he continues the path that he's on, he will definitely be there. And I say that with a big smile on my face. If he stays on that path, that means don't slack. Keep doing it. Keep working. Keep pushing. Don't fall off that path. Stay on it. ISM is already making the roster. I mean, none of us automatically assumed ISM was going to make the roster before this. Not even me. And we have so many on the bubble wide receivers right now. I can count on one hand which wide receivers I can truly trust right now. Thielen, Mingo is starting to get there because he got coached by Steve Smith. I'll say maybe TMJ and ISM was a strong number 4. The rest of them, I don't know. Honorable mention David Moore at this point. But we are to the point where we cannot afford to make mistakes. You know what I mean? And Coker, to me, just doesn't display all the skills necessary yet to move up the chart. And I say yet with a grain of salt. Because I haven't seen much of him. I haven't seen enough to evaluate him. And that's the problem. If I see enough to convince me, then it will likely convince the coaching staff too. And I'm not putting one above each other. I'm just a man with a mic and a camera. Dave Canales is running this show, as he rightfully should be. So, if he decides no, then it's a no. If he decides yes, then it's a yes. And I can't get too mad at that, if he says yes. Like I said, I've been frustrated with our depth chart in the past because we weren't sure what we were doing with it. But when you look at ISM, would I be frustrated that Coker gets the spot over ISM? Absolutely. But there's nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been trying to tell people over the past 4, 5, 6, 7 years. There's nothing we can do. We can vouch for these players as much as we want to, and hope that the management hears us. But I feel like, for the most part, most of us are in agreement. When we evaluate these players, we see it with our own 2 eyes. We come back, on the streams and talk about it. I think pretty much most people are on the same page. You're going to have some people that aren't. But if I ran polls right now, I feel like most people would agree. ISM is the choice. But and we still have yet to see XL, in a live game. So I need to see XL in a live game to be able to know where to place him. So we're not quite ready yet on him. But if I had to place him right now, behind Mingo and right in front of TMJ and ISM. DJ. And then there's the case of Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson was impressive. I think he's got the skills. I'm not quite sure where to place him yet. So that's a question mark right now. David Moore, same thing, not sure where to place him. But it'll be below all the big ones. For sure. Devin Tompkins, sorry to say it, but I think you're a camp body. I hate to say that because I really don't know anything about you, dude. 5'8", 155, 3 years in the league, but yet I know diddly squat about you. So it just is what it is. Some of these guys don't get as many opportunities as they should. For us to get a good read on. And I feel like he may be one of them. Same with Mike Strader. So it is what it is. If we don't see enough reps, we don't know what we're doing. So it's a camp body. Best we can do. So Vietnam, you say Deontay Johnson, Dion Mingo, XL, ISM, Coker, TMJ should be out. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that order, but that's your take, and I respect it. I'm tired of these camp warriors who shine in camp but do nothing come game time. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. That's a fair take. We've seen a good number of those. But I mean that some of that we could blame on the coaching for development. Some of it we have to blame on the players too. Because they're just not producing. They're not living up to the hype. But the thing nobody's asking is why? Why or why not are they getting the job done? That's what I have to go back to for my evaluation process. So, he won't clear waivers if we let him go. Coker is that dog. You sure about that? I haven't seen enough of Coker to judge him yet. Unless you saw something I didn't. And to be fair, sometimes the viewers see something I don't. So, maybe you saw something I didn't. I'll take another look at him. Who knows? Maybe you're right. We'll see. But, like I said, I can definitely take another look. And if his name keeps popping up in camp, this week, and he actually catches a few passes in the Jets game, okay, cool. We might have something here. You know what I mean? And you might be on target. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see. TMJ has been here 4 years and hasn't showed us nothing. Okay, to be fair, has he lived up to the hype? No. Does he have the tools for success? Yes. Has he been mismanaged? Also, yes. So now he's under proper management. He's under proper coaching. Okay. I can see why Dave is not quick to make a decision on him yet. I can totally see why. Because we want to make sure before we make any moves that this is either a success or it sinks. You need all the information before you can truly make a choice. And I respect it, from Dave's point of view here, because that's how I would run it as well. Some of these names won't get cut until the last minute that you're wanting cut. I myself wanted a couple of offensive linemen cut, but that's just me. I'm picky about offensive linemen. And also there was the fact that there was a certain defensive corner. Let me see if I can find the name, because I'll know it as soon as I see it. Not Dane Jackson. Deshaun Jameson. This dude kept getting targeted during that game against the Patriots. Did you notice that? Any of y'all notice that in chat? I did. I missed a quarter and a half and I still noticed it. That's a problem. That dude's not lasting camp. And, you know, to be fair, I like guys from Texas. I do. 5'9", 186. But, you know, he's a young guy, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't see him lasting. So you said Drew, but he stood up. Who do you mean? Jameson made plays all night. I think you mean. I think you mean the other Jameson that plays safety. You meant Jamie Robinson, correct? Because Jamie Robinson was making plays all night. I give Jamie Robinson his due. That dude came out with a fire. And that's what I'm looking for. Drew was the guy that got lost. Who is Drew? Give me a last name. Was he a corner? Because I don't recall a Drew. Oh, Willie Drew. Okay, Willie Drew. Gotcha. Gotcha. I see it now. All right, Virginia State guy, right? 6 foot even, 185 is the rookie. Yeah, we'll come back to Jamie Robinson in a minute. But yeah, Willie Drew did get run over quite a bit. Yeah, and Jameson made that diving pick. Yes, he did. He did do that. Did they credit us with that pick, by the way? I don't think they did. That hit the ground. Yeah, so I don't think they did. But yeah, my main concern here is Deshaun Jameson. I love the effort, but the skills just aren't there. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's going to get him cut. When you got a quarterback like Zappy targeting you for 3 quarters, that's not a good look as a corner. That says he was preparing specifically for him, you know, as far as gap coverage is concerned. That's not good. Yeah, he might have had one pass breakup and one diving attempt at a pick, but end of the day, anybody can come out there and get a pass deflection. You know, if they play close enough quarters with the wide receiver. Any of these corners. Boodle could even do it. You know, that's my point there. Charles Smith Wade, who's a rookie, could even do that once. You know, against second and third stringers, fourth stringers. You know, so my whole thing is like, you need to see more than just one. You need to see consistency. And the fact that this dude kept getting targeted is a concern. Sapien has been in the league for 4 years now. This dude is a veteran. We can now say he's a veteran, in the depth charts in New England. He knows what to look for. He's learning quickly. He's finding these gaps, and he looked good. Even against our tough, rigid defense, he still looked good. And that ought to tell you, watch out for your gap coverages. So this dude was game planning and had Deshaun Jameson in his game plans while film studying us. You think that's a coincidence? I don't. But that's just my take on it. David Screw says, I got ran over by kids, could barely see the game. Yeah, I feel like we all had our issues like watching that game. Whether it be tech issues, whether it be just kids getting in the way of the TV or some other garbage, So like we all had our own issues. So I didn't feel too bad about it. One, because it's preseason, two, because distractions are gonna happen and garbage is gonna happen, you know. Plus I've had a lot of problems in the past month or two here. So, you know, stuff that has been going on off camera. So it happens, bro. I've been trying to get my house in order. So had to get the power cut back on, the AC cut back on, you know. The people that know what's been going on know exactly what I mean. It's just the typical circus, And but I'm making do. I'm all right. Um, but yeah, Charter was being a pain in the ass, to put it as lightly as I can. Tech support was helpful, very, very helpful. Credit to the guy that tried everything he could to get that working that night. And it just did not want to work for us. He understood that I was a Panthers YouTuber. I explained it to him and everything. And credit to the man. He tried everything. I like guys like that in the tech support. You don't find many people like that are good-hearted people, that just genuinely want to help and care about what's going on with you know, even though they're just in tech support, they get 1,000 calls a day. But when you get somebody that really cares, shout out to them, man. Much love. And I forget the guy's name, but if I knew his name, I'd be shouting out right now. 100%. Because that's the people I want to get help from when I get in trouble like that. Because I know they'll do anything possible to get that game back on TV for me. So, shout out to. But, yeah, shout out to Jared Phillips, man. Jared Phillips was the reason that we were able to evaluate that game. Me and my team. And we did a joint review of it, through video call. So we all reacted to it, so it was cool. That was really cool. Vietnam says, I bet he makes the team. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is the Dave Canales era. He's doing things differently. Now, if this was Frank or Matt Rule's show, oh yeah, he would definitely make the team. After just one path deflection and not giving us enough, as far as his actual skills. Prior coaches would do that. And we need a full evaluation. We really do. David says, not going to my buddy's house for the Jazz game. I'm watching it in peace. I hear you. And this was a 90-inch TV. That's how crazy these kids were. What about Jaden Peavy, the newly signed? What's your thoughts? Thank you for mentioning him. Yes. I don't know much about him, to be honest. I heard about the signing. Let's go take a look at him. Glad you mentioned him. That was another piece of content we did need to go through. Did that go through transactions yet? I feel like it may have. Around this time, they start speeding up, the process to get these names onto the list of transactions. But sometimes it takes 24 hours to 48 hours for it to process and be on the transactions page. So keep that in mind. So if you don't immediately see it on there and you saw the news that day, that is a thing. It's been a thing for years. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how things are. It's technology. So not much people can do about that. If you can remember, Jameis, number 29 came in for us last year and played admirably. Did he? I haven't seen the PV signing. I heard about it, but I don't know anything about him, like I said. Let's see. We also got Jasper Orsted. Jasper's meant to be just a practice squad guy. My whole thing is like we've got 6.1 million and we're spending it on little players like this for depth. We got to make sure that these guys are solid. They got to stick. You know what I mean? It's on the front page. Scroll down. Okay. Roger. I'm not seeing it, bro. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Oh, sorry. I'm just tired. It's been a week. It's been a very busy week. Oh, that's the headline. Okay, the defensive line. Got you. Weird adjusting to kickoff rule. This is the heat. Back to the routine. I want to get back to that in a minute. I don't know. I still don't see it. Is it this one? Oh, I passed it. There it is. There it is. There it is. Found it. Okay. Defensive tackle was in camp with the Browns earlier this offseason. The Texas A&M products with the Titans appearing in 2 games. There's no corresponding moves since the roster was at 89 after the waiver claim. Caden Stearns was released Thursday. Rookie defense in Jade Crumedy left Thursday's game with an ankle injury and did not return. Okay, so that's why we went out and got it. Makes sense. That right there is why we signed him. Let's go find out more about it. Caden Stearns, I'm familiar with. He's been through our training camp before. Aiden Peavy. I saw the news on this dude, but I just didn't have time to check it out. Six 5 308. Okay, undrafted, 2022. Oh, he didn't play, or if he did play, he didn't make any moves. He gets the Pats. Let's see his numbers overall. No available information. Well, unfortunately, we won't be getting that info. So, I could look it up somewhere else, but I just don't have time to go through about 20 different websites right now. You know, it's like 3 in the morning. I don't feel like doing that. But I'm sure it's out there, so I'll have my team find it and send it to you. The rest of my team. Anyway. Okay. So adjusting to the heat and back to the routine. All right. If you're familiar with how hot it was in Spartanburg, and David, you already know where I'm going with this because you were out there with me. These training camp practices are no joke, whether it be in Charlotte or Spartanburg. 98 degrees. Pure heat. Pure raw heat. These guys have to practice it, have to prepare themselves for any type of emotional and weather pattern type of game that they're going to encounter. There's not really much adjusting to get used to. unless you're a rookie and you've never experienced it before. Players like Dave's energy, appreciate his consistency. I mean, that's been typical. So that's awesome. Um, Weird, different, and really like how the Panthers are adjusting that first game with the new kickoff rule. I'm only gonna say this once. I don't like that kickoff rule. I don't like it. You already know why if you've been watching my streams. Okay, Dave addressed the media. Okay, Lamar Jackson apparently stood out as well. So let's talk about that Hall of Fame Julius Peppers. My man J Pep, man. Finally getting that bust in Canton. He deserves it, man. He deserves it. I freaking love Peppers, man. God, I love Peppers. That man was a joy to watch play live. It was a joy meeting him too in camp. Alright, it's been cool chilling with you. I'm about to get on my Series X and Flintlock. Alright. Peace out, Fentanyl. Appreciate you. One thing we did not go through is the stats from the Patriots game. I meant to check out the box score. I apologize. I've been off my game lately. You know, as far as like getting stuff done. That matters. Such as this. I gotta get back into a rhythm. And such as preseason, you know, it helps me to do that. So we do have the snap counts, which is interesting. They gave Jack Plumber 41 snaps. Oof. Coker got 23 snaps. You know, but what did he do with those snaps? That's my question. Because I barely noticed the man. Um, I think what's interesting is Jatavian Sanders got 44% of the snaps. That's something worth looking at. But Dara's one of them I had my eyes on. 46% snaps before he got hurt. And Ricky Lee's another one I'm watching. 54 snaps, which is 100% on the field the whole time. And to Ricky Lee's credit, man, this dude held his own. That was a very powerful D-line. That was a very strong D-line. You could tell that David Mayo has been working with these guys because they look bigger and stronger than they did the year before and more disciplined. So it takes a player that was on our former draft on our 53 who is also a New England Patriots guy to finally get these guys back in order after Belichick left. That tells you how far down the rabbit hole these guys have fallen. So, I'm more interested in the box score. That's what I was looking for. Do we have that up? No, we do not. Can't find it. Well, that's a shame. I would have really liked to look at that. Because that could tell us something that maybe our eyes didn't see. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. But if I find it, I'll cover it in the next stream. If I don't, it is what it is. One thing I will mention, Juju Smith-Schuster was released. And it led to a discussion, you know what I mean? The Jets are trying to trade for Devontae Adams. So there's a little bit of movement with the wide receivers right at the moment. As far as I know, Jonathan Agnew is still a free agent. And speaking of wide receivers, DJ Moore got an extension. 4 years, $110 million. 43.6 guaranteed. Credit to him. Is there anything we really need to look at today? Camp observations. We had a chance to work in the heat. I mean, this team's been working in the heat like the entire training camp. What's the difference? It was hot when I was out there. Today on the field, it's kind of like you're practicing against two teams almost. You get a group of guys who didn't play in the game, so we're pushing them to get their running again. You get a whole other group. Some of these guys played 50 plus reps in the game and were just completely outstanding. More than 30 of the regulars didn't play. All right, so there you go. Crumedy suffered a high ankle sprain. He'll miss some time. No timetable. Injury was not that bad. Cade Mays has a AC sprain. And Bedard is getting his knee checked out. So, I mean, the injuries continue. XL is running around more than he did in recent days. With a foot issue, he's doing great day to day. All right. So, that's day to day. More stuff with DJ Wanham, Iku. Now she calls the elite Leota during the Chicago game last year. Okay, so he's familiar with it. It's consistent, as I saw in the film. The guy's high alert, smash rush, playing the right physically, special teams, just really leaving it all out there. Okay. Let's see. 3, 4. Yeah. So every day I just came out there to get better. Obviously make the team for sure. Okay, cool. What did the players do? That's what I'm more interested in. What did y'all do? There we go. Few highlight plays. Jack to David Moore. Showed that deep speed for a touchdown. Ooh. Damian Lewis was out Sunday. You got Charles Johnson. You got Tolbert showing up. Luke Kuechly, Mike Rucker, and Thomas Davis are also there. And former linebacker Robinson. Sorry, dropped my mouse. Let me bring it back up. I got nowhere else to put my mouse. So, my apologies. James Anderson, former linebacker, made an appearance as well. Also, you had guard Nash Jensen, waiting for the birth of his son. Colby Russell Jensen was born. Good solid 8-pounder. All excited to congratulate him. Yeah, congratulations from the Keep Pounding crew as well. But yeah, this is yet again another week where Thomas Davis has shown up. I'm starting to wonder, with Thomas Davis showing up as much as he is, we're starting to do something right, guys. That's a big name guy right here. He doesn't talk much, about us. He doesn't show up much unless there's something really big going on, in a positive way. Then he'll start speaking up. All right, so let's take a look at this pass. Okay, so this is Jack. This is Jack to David Moore. Okay, so David Moore started to show a few of the traits that we're looking for. Like I said before. And that's why they started giving him more reps during that Patriots game. I saw him get a few reps and a few throws during Tuesday's practice. So, yeah, he is getting actively involved. Getting back to Charleston's Way. Charleston's Way covered and watched these guys. And did a fairly decent job, man. I'm happy with it. I've had my doubts. He looked good, man. So yeah, we can't find the stats at the moment, so It is what it is, man. All the training camp practices from this point forward are sold out, ladies and gentlemen. I was already at the fifth and sixth, so I will not be going to any more. So unfortunately, you will not be seeing me. I will be doing live streams to recount what is going on. There's a lot of stuff going on outside of YouTube, so at the moment. So you may see me, you may not, as much in the next month here. But there'll be a lot of background changes, there'll be a lot of nonsense going on, so just bear with me, all right? It's been a very complicated year. I really don't care what David Tepper's doing with his foundation. I really don't. To each their own. You're an owner, you're supposed to be doing stuff like that, so I don't care. Just keep your nose out of our business. Mr. Tepper. And we'll be fine. Hmm. Let's see. Broncos safety and wave and offensive lineman. Yeah, here we go. J.D. Rezenzo. I've heard that Ajaro's worked with him before, but I don't know if that's true or not. So I don't know. Beyond that, I think that covers most of the material that we have to cover here. Let's see. But I did want to point out, okay, watch Jack's footwork when he is throwing this ball. Watch the feet. Happy feet. That's what it looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, that's happy feet. That's what you don't want. That's what's going to lead to bad throws. Now, compare that to what you just saw. One moment. Yeah, compare that to what you just saw. Right here. Watch Matt's feet. Watch his feet. Look how firm that was. Look how solid that was. That's what happens when you're using proper technique. That's the difference between the two. Jack be nimble, Jack be straight. You know what I mean? Jack be going up a beanstalk. But anyway, my point is, that's the difference. I really feel like let's see. I feel like Jack's got the potential to stick around, man. I think so. I mean, people are gonna hate that opinion and that take, and let them think what they will. I saw the man throw. That throw right there is just a sample of what this dude's been doing since he's come to Carolina that I've been down up there for and actually witnessed myself with my own two eyes. So, and I've been hearing good things about Jack. Yeah, he hit passes over the middle, he hit short passes, he hit intermediates. Okay, now he can hit the deep ball. He's got incredible awareness of where his wide receivers are supposed to be, but pocket presence is what he needs to work on. So, if he can get that figured out, I think he'll be fine. You'll see that next version of Teddy Bridgewater that I'm talking about, with him. Which, I mean, at this point, that can't hurt his image. That can only help him. So, I think if people are willing to be patient, then we shouldn't have a problem. That being said, is there anything anybody else would like to contribute? I don't know. I don't see anything else at the moment. I'm fading fast myself. Sorry. Um, some of these articles were from last year, 2023, Frank stuff. Hmm. I don't know. I don't see anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a stream. It's 3 a.m. and I'm tired. So unless there's anything else you guys want to cover. All right. And we eagerly await day 12. Let's see what pops up. And then they get a day off on Tuesday, and then they're back at it on Wednesday. To finish things up, I believe, right? Or Tuesday and Wednesday to finish things up, right? And it's Monday they get off. I believe that's correct. Yeah, Monday they get off, and then it's Tuesday and Wednesday to finish. So, all right, gentlemen and ladies, it has been a pleasure. Shout out to the merchandise team for getting me this awesome merchandise. This is not an official one, but I like all the off-brand websites. I like getting new stuff. I just ordered some pants or shorts today, actually. Yeah, so and I'm actually wearing these Panther shorts today. Carolina Panthers shorts. So shout out to the merch team. I got the long sleeve Panther shirt. I got a blue Panther shirt, with the white logo on it. Cool stuff, man. Awesome stuff. So, anyway, if you want to be entered into the Fantasy Football raffle for the last spot for the Fantasy Football team, just leave your comment, leave your email, leave your info, and we'll get you in. Raffle is on the 15th of August. Just in 4 days, folks. Get them in. Get them in. The other league, we have not filled up yet with our own people, so we're not opening it up to the public yet. So that'll be coming very, very soon. We'll let you know. Be on the lookout for a posting on the Facebook group page for that. In the meantime, guys, stay happy, healthy, and well. This has been yet another Keep Pounding stream. For more content, check out the Facebook group page. And I'll see you guys next time. Keep pounding. Peace. Shout out to Vietnam. Shout out to David Screws. Shout out to Black Poppy for another great stream. See you guys next time. Peace and keep pounding.